50,000 euro in total prize money, with a first prize of almost 85,000 to the winner. It's going to take some getting, 3 miles and 60 yards, but you don't want to leave your seat now. This is a race certainly worth watching, and it's number 1 in your paper, Leopardstown, the oldest horse in the race, the horse that has won it for the last 2 years, and will have the assistance of Barry Geraghty. 2 is Don Poley, David Mullins. 3, Empire of Dirt, the Westerner gelding, will have the assistance of young Jack Kennedy. 4, Manila Rocco, coming from the John Allen Academy, Aidan Coleman rides. 5, More of That, Mark Walsh. Number 6, Road to Riches, Sean Flanagan and Noel Meade. 7 for the Stan James Gold Cup is Sizing John and Robbie Power. And taken out this morning a scratch is number 8, Zabana, joined by Brett Williams from Stan James and colleague Tom Lee. The confidence seems to be behind Sizing John.
Sizing John has been backed all week. Of course, the first time stepping up to this distance, Brian, but yeah, has been very, very strong in the betting. Now a 7-2 shot to give Jessica Harrington a winner in this race. And, you know, you've hit the nail on the head. It is extremely competitive, massively open contest. Don Polly just about heads the betting with us at 130, of course. Is a dour stare. He will gallop all day long, and you know, we're proud to be sponsoring it. It is the most prestigious race in Ireland, and hoping for a great finish.
Tom Lee, Sizing John, Don Poley, Empire of Dirt. Carlingford Lock, easy enough in the market.
Yes, he is, and he's the top-rated horse. He's the dual winner. And, of course, everything has been about bringing him to the boil, getting the pot to bubble on this day and no other. So they doubted him last year and he popped up and won it at 20-1. And, of course, as well, what a compliment this is. Barry Geraghty, he could have jumped ship. He could have said Manila Rocco, Improver. He could have said More of That, Cheltenham Festival winner. No, he's on the old boy, Carlingford. And, as I say, official ratings point to him. Something fascinating. 9 of the last 10 winners of this race had won over 3 miles or further. Of course, the odd one out here is the gamble, Sizing John. And the big word in the sentence, the qualifier, if he stays, there's a huge chance that he wins, Sizing John. So good, stepped up to 2.5 miles in the Kinloch Bray at Thurles.
Sire Midnight Legend is all about stamina, isn't it?
Absolutely. Not only that, it took him a while to get going over the 2.5 at Thurles, ultimately asserting, suggestive of a horse who might be even better the day we see him up in trip. So you get the feeling there's quiet confidence from the Harrington camp. 11-2 this morning with both Paddy Power and Coral, now showing at 3-1 joints most of the boards here with Don Poley, who, when he's on
with that in mind, though, to our RT viewers, but most bookmakers, I'm sure Stan James not run on no bet, but if they're not, you should be, Brett. But we take it that you are. We take it that you are. But non-run on no bet, as in terms of insurance. Sizing John is 33-1. So if he doesn't go, if he doesn't run, you don't lose your stake. 33-1 Sizing John. If there is an impressive winner, the likes of Manila Rocco, who is for the Gold Cup, is 20-1. Sizing John 33-1. They'd be much shorter.
I'm still not going to employ you as a salesman. 33-1, I will let that one pass. For now, I'd like to see compelling evidence on the track in 10 minutes' time. If he stays the 3 miles here, surely then we could contemplate him staying at 3 1/4.
Do you think he'll win?
I backed him this morning at 11-2, so I hope he will win, Brian.
Brett Williams wins the Stan James Gold Cup.
I like Empire of Dirt. I think he's an improving horse. I think he should go well, and he's 7-2 with us. He's a horse who's got good form, isn't he?
It's all about opinions, and it's a race that we're so looking forward to. The Stan James Gold Cup. The favourite over me is Don Poley.
There's so many ifs and buts now. Ruby Walsh has come to join us. Ruby, you sit out a Grade 1, which is a rare occasion. Tell me, first of all, about Bell's Hill. I mean, just didn't operate, did he?
No, hit the first of fair belt. I never got into a good rhythm then and was flat to the boards from a long way out. But that said, he ran very disappointing this day last year as well. He took a tired fall at the last, but he got up all right, which is good news, and lived to fight another day.
We can't make out this form for this race now. It's absolutely fascinating. I mean, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think it's open for something to come and do them all, and that could be Sizing John. I mean, he's spent a long time chasing Duvan around. He stepped up to 2.5 miles the last day in the Kinloch Bray, which rode a very strong race in Thurles. We went a very strong gallop, and he quickened up well to beat Sub-Lieutenant. I think he'll find the pace of this race very much to his ease, and he could be travelling best and for a long way here.
We can have a look at the Kinloch Bray now. I mean, it's interesting. Henry kept him at 2 miles for a good long while, and he's stepped up here and he's done it well, but he's got another half mile to go, hasn't he?
He does, but having said that, you'd have saw it there going to the second last. Sub-Lieutenant was going to win. The last fence was bypassed. I actually thought in Black Hercules across the top I was going to sneak onto their tails, but they sprinted away from me down the hill to bypass the last fence, and from there home, Sizing John has grounded out, and for my money kept going well to win.
But is the form strong enough?
I think it is. I mean, Sub-Lieutenant ties in without Andrew and Jack Adam. They're the first and fourth here in the Lexus of Christmas. I think that form is definitely strong enough.
Brian, what about Empire of Dirt now? I just love the way he won a Tri-Town. I thought he'd win a Welsh National. We haven't seen him since the Tri-Town there. You were always travelling like a winner.
Yeah, he travels really well in his races. You know, it's a big step up, but you know the form of that race has worked out very well. So he's got to step up now. You know, it's no easy task. It's a good race. He'll have to jump, he'll have to settle, he can be a little bit keen, you know, so you know, we'll find out a lot more where we're going after today.
He loved the trip, and of course he loves soft ground. Is it soft enough? I suppose it is.
It is. No, the ground is an issue from, you know, he won on good ground in Cheltenham. Ground isn't an issue, but, you know, it is a step up, but, you know, as I said, we'll find out a lot more of what route to go down today.
And Brian, Don Poley, we might, you know, he's shading favouritism at the moment. He's not everybody's horse. Sometimes he hits a sort of blank spot, but he ran on really well in the Lexus, I thought, when he was second.
He did. Look, he was off to bridle a long way in the Lexus. It was more of a grueler race, I thought. He'll have to be on his A game, you know. He won't get it easy. He'll have to, you know, there won't be room for his flat spot today, to put it that way.
No, if you came down to the paddock here now to have a look at the horses walking around the ring, the one horse you'd like to be on is Don Poley. He's walking around the ring here at the moment as if he owns the place. Stepping to his chin, ears pricked. Now, he might act the monkey when he goes down to the track, but he's in some frame of mind leaving the paddock.
But there's no pace in this race.
No pace.
There's no front runner. I mean, the horse that made it in the Lexus doesn't run. Brian said again, Empire Dirt will have to be settled. I can't see any of the McManus horses making it. Sizing John is a suspect there. He's definitely not going to make it. When you look around and look for the pace angle in the race.
Go Gallop.
But Don Poley go himself in front.
Maybe too Larry. He won't go quick enough for
himself. He won't go quick enough for himself. He wants to be towed. And unless Road to Riches is on his... If he's having a going day and he's on his A game, he'll drag him quick enough. But that Road to Riches we haven't seen in a while.
Road to Riches couldn't lie up in the Galway plate, you know.
He was in front.
Race. Well,
he was in front.
Two fences. Two fences.
Who's it to be?
I'm going to stick make out for Sizing John. I think the way the race is shaping up with no guaranteed front runner, Don Poley be going along. He's not going to go fast enough for himself. I think Puppy be cantering on Sizing John.
Sizing John, Brian.
Yeah, Sizing John stays.
Sizing John too. Yeah.
Carlingford Locker, Don Poley.
Manila Rocker for me. There we go. There's three different choices. The first we get a look at here. This is Sizing John. He's dead interesting, isn't he? So interesting that the punters really want him, and that Kinloch Bray chase is going to be put to the test now. He's 100 to 30 now, trained by Jesse Harrington, and he is joined. Next we're going to have a look at in the blue cap is Road to Riches. Road to Riches is a 10-year-old now. He's won a Galway plate, he's won a Lexus, and ties in with Carlingford Lock on that. There is Carlingford Lock. He's 11 years old now. He's on a hat trick here. He's in great order, and he's warmed up for this race over hurdles at Navan. Don Poley. Ted, you said he owns the place. He's walking around really well. You like the look of him here?
Well, he's in some frame of mind walking around there anyway. He doesn't look like a horse that's anyway insulting himself. He might get onto the track. All ears are pricked. He's walking around. He's stepping to his chin. The young lady that's leading him is nearly doing a sling and trot, keeping up with him around there. They look great, but he just catch your old eye. Empire Dirt. Yeah, he was a good winner of a Tri-Town. He's stepping into Grade 1 races here now. It's a big step up in company for him. He should run well, though.
One at the festival as well, over 2.5 miles. There's Manila Rocker.
Manila Rocker, yeah. He won a 4 mile at Cheltenham last year, and he's a right good horse on his day. He'll stay, and he's not without a huge chance. He'll come home well.
Coming off the back of a very heavy fall in entry.
Yeah, that's a bit of a minus.
You would think it is.
Yeah. More of that. What about him, Roop?
The only horse who's beaten any power when she stood up. High-class horse on his day. Didn't run as bad as it would appear in the Lexus here at Christmas. He was bang there going to the last. He looks fit and well. Has it in him, like Road to Riches, if he's back on his very best day.
There is Road to Riches.
Road to Riches, yeah. Look, they've put the cheek pieces on him for the first time. They will be a help to him, but you know, he's had a couple of hard races over the last year and a half, and he'll want to be on his A game.
And John Joe O'Neill is with Tracy next.
Yes, always good to catch up with John Joe here over in Ireland. You've brought two over, John Joe, of course, Manila Rocco and more of that. Manila Rocco, good winner last year at Cheltenham. How do you expect him to go today?
Yeah, it was 4 miles then, you know, and he got a great ride. So form looks reasonably okay, but then he was a little bit disappointing at Aintree. He's in great form at the moment, and today we're here to find out where we're going, so I'll tell you more after the race.
Good old testing conditions out there. I'm so cold, my mouth's starting to go numb at this stage. More of that, you were saying, not the horse he was, but a decent performance in the Lexus here at Christmas, finishing 6th.
He was decent enough, but it's not a patch on what he was, really, He's had a couple of wind operations now, but hopefully he'd need to come on a lot from that run, really, and he's in great old form at home, so this is where he needs to be, and we'll see where we get on,
It's a great race. The best of luck. I'll let you go in the dry before we get soaked. Thanks, John Joe. Thanks a million. Good luck. Thanks.
Talk about wind operations for more of that. My experience and yours too, Brian and Ruby.
At Boyle Sports, you can all...
Hello. Lads, John just spoke about a wind up. Not a great on heavy testing ground and bad weather.
Yeah, bad weather as well, windy days. I don't know what it is. I haven't the veterinary reason for it, but horses I seem to ride that have had a wind issue, definitely a windy day exasperates it.
Yeah, it does affect him, whatever it is, it does catch him,
Andy Mack is down at the start. Andy, does anything catch your eye?
Well, the hailstones are catching my eye there for a minute, but weather just starting to improve a little bit again. As Ted had pointed out, Don Poli does look fantastic, as do a few others. Ruby was saying he was worried about tactically what might happen in this. Had a chat with a few of the lads, and the way they're lining up, looks like they're talking. It looks as if Sean Flanagan is going to bounce out on Road to Riches, which will be a help to the other Jigginstown runner, Don Poli, and I'd imagine they'll help each other along. After that, it could be a little bit of a tricky race. There's a lot of these horses who are dour stayers, and they do want, a good strong pace all the way, but none more so than Don Poli, so I'm sure he'll be trying to force it from the front. And Puppy Power, likewise, is on the classiest horse in the race, but the one that hasn't tried a trip like this before, Sizing John. He looks as if he's going to go mid-division and wide.
Walking in, 17 fences to be jumped in the Stan James Irish Gold Cup. At the back is Empire of Dirt as they jump off, and Road to Riches leads from Don Poli as they go to the first. And they're followed by Carlingford Lock on the inside of More of That. Sizing John is on the outside. They're followed by Manello Rocco. Emperor of Dirt brings up the rear as they come to the first of the ditches. Fence number 2, Road to Riches. Sean Flanagan in the lead. Don Poli in second place under David Mullins. They're followed over in third by More of That as they race on towards fence number 3. Road to Riches on the right of Don Poli. So they rise to it. Road to Riches the leader from Don Poli. Sizing John is on the extreme left. Just behind him is Carlingford Lock alongside More of That. They're followed by Manello Rocco, and bringing up the rear of the 7-runner field is Emperor of Dirt as they come to the next one. Road to Riches continues to lead from, in second place, Don Poli. Then Sizing John tackling the distance for the first time. He's showing third just ahead of More of That on his inside, and then Carlingford Lock bidding for a third consecutive win in this event. It's the race to the second of the ditches. Fence number 5, and Don Poli jumps up to dispute the lead, and we've lost one there, and it's Manello Rocco who appears to have God as they come down towards the next fence. At the 6th, Road to Riches, slight mistake. Don Poli comes away just in front, but Road to Riches back up on terms as they run the turn into the straight for the first time. And they're clear of More of That in third, Sizing John 4, and then comes Carlingford Lock, and at the back, Empire of Dirt as they swing into the straight and come up towards fence number 7. Road to Riches on the rail. Don Poli alongside, about 6-length break then to third place, More of That, followed by Carlingford Lock and Sizing John. Road to Riches and Don Poli, the gap to More of That and Sizing John, and then Carlingford Lock. And behind Carlingford Lock in last place is Emperor of Dirt. Passing the stands in the St. James Irish Gold Cup, and Road to Riches and Don Poli dispute the lead. They're a good 6 lengths clear of, in third place, More of That. Then comes Sizing John. Then a gap of 3 lengths to Carlingford Lock, and a length and a half behind him in last position is Emperor of Dirt. going up towards fences 8 and 9. Blue cap of Sean Flanagan on Road to Riches. Alongside is Don Poley, David Mullins. More of that in Sizing John are 3rd and 4th. Carlingford Lock is next, and then Emperor of Dirt as they go towards fence number 9. Road to Riches, Don Poley. They're followed by More of That and Sizing John. And then comes Carlingford Lock. And behind him in last position is Emperor of Dirt as they race on now. They've passed halfway and they're swinging down the back straight with 8 fences left to jump. And Don Poley on the outside of Road to Riches. 4 lengths away in 3rd is More of That. A length and a half then to Sizing John, who's over 4 in front of Emperor of Dirt, who's relegated Carlingford Lock to last place. Going to the first of the 6 in the back straight, Don Poley and Road to Riches with a lead of 4 lengths over More of That in 3rd. Just behind him is Sizing John. Then comes Emperor of Dirt, and trailing them is Carlingford Lock as they race on. 7 fences left to jump. And Road to Riches and Don Poley together. 4 in front of More of That and Sizing John. They're followed by Emperor of Dirt and about 5 lengths to the back marker, Carlingford Lock. So they come to this fence, 7 from home. Don Poley on the outside of Road to Riches. Then Sizing John and More of That, both of them close up over that fence. Emperor of Dirt travels quite well behind them, and they're over 5 clear of Carlingford Lock as they come to the next open ditch. 6 fences from home. Don Poley on the outside of Road to Riches. 2 lengths behind them is Sizing John with More of That. Emperor of Dirt is just behind them, and a break then to Carlingford Lock as they race on towards the next fence, which is 5 from home. Road to Riches and Don Poley, little to choose between them as they rise. Don Poley just ahead, Road to Riches in 2nd. More of That and Sizing John, and Emperor of Dirt travels nicely behind them, and Carlingford Lock brings up the rear as they go down now towards the next fence, the 4th last. And Don Poley on the right is Road to Riches. These 2 from Sizing John and More of That, and Emperor of Dirt is just behind them. Carlingford Lock brings up the rear. Racing down now towards the next fence, which will be 3 from home. It's the final open ditch. Don Poley, Road to Riches on the inside. They're locked together. Sizing John is in 3rd place. Then comes More of That. Then Emperor of Dirt and Carlingford Lock, and Don Poley the better jump there. Road to Riches ridden. Then Sizing John on the outside. Emperor of Dirt. And then comes More of That, and Carlingford Lock not out of it, although last of the 6 as they come down towards the 2nd last. Don Poley, Road to Riches, Sizing John on the outside. They're followed by Emperor of Dirt, and then Carlingford Lock and More of That as they race towards the home turn now. A long run to the final fence. Don Poley the leader, Sizing John is 2nd, Emperor of Dirt, the white cap. And then on the outside, More of That. Carlingford Lock is coming there too. And the first cutters of J.P. McManus, but it's Don Poley the leader from Sizing John. They're followed by Carlingford Lock, Emperor of Dirt over on the far side as they come to the final fence. It's Don Poley and Sizing John. Sizing John lands just in front. More of That's a faller. And as they race into the closing stages, it's Sizing John on the near side, on the far side, Don Poley, then Emperor of Dirt and Carlingford Lock, but it's Sizing John out in front. His first attempt over the distance, racing to the line in the St. James Irish Gold Cup. Sizing John wins it by about 2 parts of a length from Emperor of Dirt in 2nd. Don Poley is 3rd, Carlingford Lock 4, and they're clear of the only other finisher, and that was Road to Riches.
Yeah, it was a great race to watch. God, it was an exciting race to watch. 5 or 6 horses, any one of them had a chance to go into the last. 2 boys here alongside me, of course, went for Sizing John, and they're roaring their heads off him, and for Puppy as well too. A great win for Jesse Harrington, a great win for Puppy Power, and a great run by a lot of them. And all the others ran super. More of That ran great. Empire of Dirt ran a cracker. So did Don Poley, Carlingford Castle. It was a smashing race to watch.
Delighted for Puppy. I mean, he ruptured a disc in his back 13 days ago and got himself sorted out and came back here to ride this horse. He'd be on about hardship. That's fair going. This horse, if he switched off, he'd have bolted in. He travelled on his hands strongly. Driving him nuts. Great race to watch, but just as we said, there wasn't a strong enough front runner to drag the stamina horses, and the speed horses have outdone them.
More of That just knuckled at the back of the last there. And or Carlingford Lock, was it?
No, more of that. Yeah, Barry's running on.
Yeah, Barry's run on there. He was in with his shout as well too. All these horses ran crackers, but it was this horse's day. He's been following Duvan around all his life. Won PZ down at Thurles, and he's come back and won this big one.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, obviously, hard look at Henry, but I suppose he got Petit Mouchoir, swings and roundabouts, but delighted for the Potts. They're good supporters of the game, and great winner for Puppy and Jessie Harrington. She has this horse in great order. He jumped like a buck, and he kept going well to win, didn't he, Brian?
I think he won going away in the end. You know, he kept galloping.
Yeah.
As you said, if he settled, he would have won a lot further, I'd say. You know, there's definitely no question about his stamina now, anyway, that's for sure.
No, you wouldn't think so, anyway.
You were all very sweet on him, and Puppy was very sweet on him as well too. And Empire of Dirt has run a cracker coming off the back of a Tri-Town handicap. Don Poley has run another cracker, and so has Carlingford Lock. It was a great race for people at home to watch. 5 horses lining up to the last there. There could be only one winner, and this is going to be a popular winner as well too, because great one for Puppy Power. He's won an Irish National, and he's come back here, as you say, after plenty of injuries. Had a bad eye injury last year as well too.
Yeah, he got to get lenses put in his goggles for a while. He had double vision. But I mean, anyone that's had a back injury, I mean, it's fair going. The lads are delighted for him too. I me's if you saw him in Gorn and Tayestas Day, he couldn't even get the colours off himself. He was in that much pain, and that's only 13 days ago.
Talking, there's going to be 6 to 8 weeks at the start, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Great for getting back, you know, and no better way to come back for that.
Great success from Manfreeze. Oulfell as well. Con, I'm sure if you're at home, you're rolling around the kitchen. If you're here, you're after landing into the middle of the parade ring already.
Well, the captain is here.
Yeah, Con is here. And himself a winner of 3 Aga Khan trophies in a row. That great team back in the, I don't know when it was.
Late 70s.
Late 70s.
Puppy will have to take off the helmet there for wave to the crowd, will he?
Puppy, yeah, he got a great one out of this. Why do you call him Puppy, lads?
Paul Carberry.
Paul Carberry.
The cartoon. Puppy Power. That's where you got it. It was Paul Carberry gave it to him, and it stuck.
The stuff is right, Puppy, yeah. I don't often know why you call him Puppy.
We stayed together in Cheltenham for the festival, so if all horses were to get there might be a bit of a rivalry this year for the Friday.
Great, yeah, great. He's great.
That's you're still talking to each other about Friday.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a great result. Great result, as I said. The Pottses have had a mixed time of it since they moved stables, but they've had a couple of good horses as well, and this fella great for Jessie to win this big one. And for Kate as well too, her daughter, who's very much involved in the yard.
Yeah, and Emma, they're a great team. I mean, Jessie's name is on the license.
We can hear now from Jessie with Tracy.
He's just coming in, so I've been really quick with Jessie. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, he won it so well.
He was brilliant. Absolutely, the first time over 3 miles, he jumped and travelled and did every single thing that he was meant to be doing.
Well done, Robbie.
Can I go?
Brilliant. I'll let you go. Go.
Oh yes, what a race, what a win. And as Jessie said, first time over 3 miles, and he gets it well. He absolutely battles away. He's a son of Midnight Legend, and there is his page, out of a mare by Northern Crystal, bred in England by Brian and Sandra Mayer at the Eskdale Stud. But what a win there. What a win for Puppy Power. Really popular. He's going to get a great round of applause. Ruby and Brian, I do love it the way you lot are so happy for each other when somebody wins.
Oh, it's great for Puppy. Like, you know, he's already come back riding Saturday, you know, so to get a big winner like that, and you know, he works hard. And
there's no one knows better than us, Robert. You're only as good as your last winner, and the ups and the downs. We look at those lads sitting there and sitting across from you. You be in bad form, and someone will come and talk to you. You know, lads like him. You saw the lads having to undress him and going last week. Hey, there is great camaraderie. We're the fiercest of rivals, but you know yourself how easy it is to be down in this game, and you're delighted for any fella that has an up.
Fabulous. Andy, what do you make of that?
I thought it was good tipping out of the two lads.
They got it absolutely spot on, didn't they?
It's funny, you look at races, and the more you looked at that race, I know it's easy to say it in hindsight, but we said it beforehand. Not even form, the structure of a race. And you look at what was going to happen there. The structure of that race dictated to you that the only pace horse were Road to Riches and Don Pauly, who are neither are now natural front runners. So they were going to be in front, but neither of them were going to take you. They were stamina horses, so the race shaped like it was going to suit the speed horses, and that's the way it worked out.
Well, you knew he was a speed horse, but there was never a while it was a worry that he may not stay 3 miles, there was nothing to show that he wouldn't either.
No, and especially the way he came from the back of the last in the Kinloch Bray. The further they were going in Thurles, the more he was going to win. And Sub-Lieutenant's form tied in with Outlander and Jack Adam.
Yeah, it was just the fact that he'd never run over 3 miles. You had to have a worry that he mightn't stay it. But
Of course you hadn't. You could never say it till they go and do it.
Do you think he'd get the 3-2 if he went for a Gold Cup?
I don't know. It definitely would help him to settle better. Another 2 furlongs, Cheltenham.
Pure tester, like back to last.
But you get different Gold Cups. I mean, Cotto Star won 2 Gold Cups. I'm not saying he's a Cotto Star, but he could win 2 Gold Cups at 3 1/4 and had started his career like him at 2. And then you had Denman, who was a prolific stayer. Your own horse, Don Cossack. You can get different Gold Cups, how they shape up. This year's looks to be a particularly strong race pace-wise. There's a couple of front runners in there.
Native River will kick on.
Yeah, but he looked like a quick enough horse yesterday. It'll be interesting.
Brian, you must have been thrilled with the runner-up in particular, Empire.
Yeah,
first run in a graded race.
As I said, we were coming into unknown territories. We know now what road to go down, and he's definitely worth his while taking his chance in a Gold Cup.
I mean, nothing travelled as well as him down to the last virtually, did they?
No, well, maybe he could go back for Ryanair as well. He travels really well. He's not slow. He's got a bit of pace, so he's got his options open now.
Yeah, I spoke to a couple of the riders of the place horses afterwards, and Jack was just delighted with how the horse jumped, what a good ride he got. Don't think he'd any hard luck stories about it.
No, there's no hard luck stories. He'd finally got us jumping together, and
I'd say the interesting one to take out of it was the horse that fell at the last. More of that for the English National. And the way it's come out, I'd say he'll be of interest. He definitely ran better than he has been running.
He travelled a long way,
He did, yeah. He was unlucky to fall and knuckle over at the last. He'd be the one to take out of it for that angle.
Well, here he is, the man himself. Robbie, come and join us. You're in great company here. They've been saying nice things about you. You did really well.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. Even Ruby said it to me yesterday. There's no real genuine front runner in the race. Don Pody was making a running, but he's not a natural front runner. I thought we'd be going a lot quicker, and I was keen early on, switched off going away from here, and then down the back straight again he latched onto it. But
OK, there wasn't a natural front runner, but can you say after this race that you're a natural 3-miler?
Yeah, I think he learned a lot from today's race. I think he learned to relax a bit better. I've always thought from the first day I rode him here at Christmas.
Talk us through these staging stages, Rob.
Well. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy where I am turning in. I knew road to riches would leave me for a bit, or Don Pody would leave me for a bit longer. Got a good jump down to last, but I'm in the right position because we haven't gone quick. And I always think when you don't go quick, the first one to commit is in the best position. He wings the last. And
wings it?
I mean, he's nearly enough in front, you know. He's been following Duvan around. He's not used to being in front.
Was the loose horse annoying you a bit earlier on? Was he by the stands, or
yeah,
he was a bit in the bridle?
There was something there, but I mean, he's galloped the whole way to the line. You can't say he's a horse to stop it. And yeah, there's 2 horses up his backside, but we haven't gone quick. That's going to happen anyway, you know.
Wonderful performance. Now we talk about your eye. Now we're going to talk about your disc. Are you okay now, do you think?
A lot better now, anyway.
It's wonderful, though, isn't it? You know, you've had a rough old time.
Yeah, when I came back from Gorn that day, I went to the Beacon Hospital, and the original diagnosis was 4 to 6 weeks. Went back in to see Mr. Nagaria in the Beacon, and I mean, full credit to him. He said he'd have me back for today, and thank God he did.
Robbie, we love it. Well done.
Cheers, thanks, Robert. Cheers, thanks, man.
And there's Sizing John heading back for a wash down after winning the Stan James Gold Cup. Sizing John, the market spoke in his favour, sent off your second favourite at 030, 130, second favourite. Sizing John wins the Stan James Gold Cup for Jessica Harrington and the Potts family. Second, Empire of Dirt at 9 to 2, and third, number 2, Don Poli at 9 to 4 favourite. 33 to 1 for the Gold Cup, long gone. Best price 12 to 1, and varying between 7 and 10 generally. One absentee, that was Zabana. Sizing John wins the Gold Cup, 130.
Oh, Sizing John wins the Gold Cup, all right, and we'll be talking about the other Gold Cup after the break. We'll be concentrating on the Cheltenham Festival. So much more coming up after our break.